Hey, welcome back. My name's Justin. And today's video is a breakdown of every single kit that Roland sells, what's worth buying, what I would probably stay away from, and what you get as you spend more and more money. Because every company is going to offer something slightly more expensive, but not every kit is actually worth buying. And so that's the point of this series. I'm also going to cover other companies, so stay tuned to the channel if you want to learn about every Elise's kit or every F-Note kit, that kind of thing. But first, today's video is brought to you by Edrum Center. If you're shopping for electronic drums from Roland or any other brand, go give them a shot. I got a discount link to them in the description down below. Okay, let's start off with the TD02K. This came out in 2023, so it's not being updated anytime soon. In fact, Roland usually keeps their ultra beginner electronic drum sets around for maybe a little bit longer sometimes than their more expensive kits, and this costs $412. I wouldn't buy this kit because this drum set doesn't have a kick drum tower and it has all rubber pads. Not even the snare drum is mesh. So because of that, I would avoid this one. If you want to spend just a tiny bit of money buying your first ever electronic drum set, I guess you could look at this, but I would actually recommend going on Facebook Marketplace and buying a used Roland kit. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you could find like a TD11K for around this price, and that will give you a better experience. The next drum set up in price is the TD02KV. The upgrades are, you get a 4-post drum rack instead of a 3-post, and you get a mesh snare drum. But that is a big price jump. That's basically $200 for a ever so slightly better drum rack and a single mesh snare drum. So because of that, I would recommend not buying this one either. But if I had to choose between the two, because this is aimed at people on, very tight budgets, I would actually get the K over this KV one. The next drum set is the Roland TD07 DMK. This costs $800 regularly, and right now it's on sale for $700 in the United States. This is a tiny bit older than the previous ones, but it's better in a lot of different ways. So you're getting an actual kick drum pad that's on the drum rack. It can accommodate double kick drum pedals, as you can see from this photo right here. Also, the module finally has editing. You couldn't really do much to the sounds on the previous kit, if any at all. Also, it gives you Bluetooth built in. The previous kits, you had to go buy a wireless adapter, which, to be honest, was BS. So I'm very happy to see that that's actually on this module. So this is just a better kit overall. It also has mesh toms. I didn't even mention that. This is actually the first kit in Roland's lineup that I would look at buying. Anything prior to this, I would definitely recommend buying used instead of buying new. As always, if you buy used, no matter what the price range, you're going to get a better value. But it helps just for the sake of my describing things. The next drum set is the Roland TD07 DMKX. This is not an official product SKU from Roland themselves. If you type this into Roland.com, it doesn't show up. But it is something that they show on Sweetwater.com. I think they put this together themselves. It's basically the same as the previous kit, but it comes with an extra crash cymbal, which could be used as a ride. It's a 12-inch cymbal. So that's worth an extra $60 in my opinion. It's nice that it exists, though it is not an official product SKU. The next drum set is the Roland TD07KV, which comes in at $1,000. This released in 2021, just like the previous kit, and the only ways that it's really better is that you get a standalone kick drum tower, which means that this is better for metal drummers or people that play double kick or just want something that feels a little bit superior. And also the crash and ride are 2 inches larger than the one that comes on the DMK. Now, those are fine upgrades, but are they worth an extra $300 when you compare this current price to the sale price of the TD07 DMK? In my opinion, it's not really worth it. This one is more of like a placeholder for me. It's sort of a ladder that makes the next drum set look good in comparison. So I'm not saying this kit is bad, but I would just go either down in price or up in price. The next drum set is the Roland TD07 KVX. And here you finally see a ton of upgrades for just $200 more. So this drum set comes with a 12-inch snare drum. That's a massive improvement all by itself. It also comes with a ride that has a bell zone. The crash is also of a nicer tier. The hi-hat comes on a stand. You got to buy the stand separate, but just the fact that you now get to play with this instead of a hi-hat controller on the ground, that's a massive upgrade. And altogether, you're getting this for an extra $200. So this is, like the DMK, this is a value sweet spot in the lineup. Now, if you're looking for reasons not to buy this kit, it still does come with the TD07 module, which is okay, but it's not really that amazing. So you will get a nicer module if you go up in price, but for what this is, especially if you're a software guy, you're going to use this with, Superior Drummer or something, this is a really nice drum set. The next drum set, I'm going to throw this in here, even though apparently you can only buy it at Costco in the United States, and that's the Roland TD07 KX. This costs $1,400, and it's not technically above the KVX, but it is in price right now $1,400 for this kit doesn't make any sense, so I wouldn't recommend it to anybody unless it went on sale for about $1,100. You'll see this a lot in this series where Costco will somehow negotiate or get some random electronic drums from companies and they aren't sold in other places in the US. I don't know why, that's just the way it is. So next up, we got the Roland VQD 106. This just came out, so it's brand new, not going to be replaced anytime soon, and it comes in at a bunch of different price tags. You can buy it without the module for $1,600. You can buy it with the TD07 module for $1,800. You can buy it with the TD17 for, I believe, $2,200, and you can buy it with the TD27 for $3,200. So you decide what kind of configuration that you want it in. The whole point of this kit is that it's essentially a TD07, but it's really, really quiet. That's what it is. This is a shockingly quiet electronic drum set, and they make you pay to get that feature. So this isn't for 95% of people out there. It's for people in extreme conditions where they can't even play a regular electronic drum set because people would yell at them. So this solves a need, and it's expensive. So I'm glad it exists, but most people probably shouldn't buy this kit. The next drum set is the TD17 KV2. This came out in 2022, but it is a mid-gen refresh of a kit that actually came out in 2018. More on that later. And this costs $1,450, but it's on sale for $1,300. So it's $100 more than the TD07 KVX. This is an interesting conundrum because you're getting a kit that doesn't have the hi-hat on the stand. All right, so it's kind of a downgrade in that way. But it does give you the TD17 module, which in my opinion is significantly better than the TD07. I used to think, oh, it's not really that much better, but I recently played a TD07 and a TD17, and it hit home for me that just this module is better. I believe it has more sounds, more editing. It's got master right and left outputs. The TD07 only has one 1/8 inch out. That has to be the headphone jack or your master out. So especially if you want to play live, this kit will be a better option than the 07 KVX. But again, it sucks because you don't get the hi-hat on the stand. But so everything's a trade-off in life. You decide what you care about more. The next drum set is the Roland TD17 KVX2. So this costs $1,900, but it's on sale for $1,700. This drum set is awesome. I owned the KVX version of this, so the original version, not this mid-gen refresh. I really liked the kit, and this is even better. So this is basically the KV2, but now you have the hi-hat on a stand, and you get a second crash cymbal. So this drum set is complete. You can buy this and play it for a very long time and be happy. This drum set is highly recommended, and it's a value sweet spot in Roland's lineup. When people ask me, hey, what can I get for around $1,700 to $2,000? This is the kit that I point towards because there are more exciting kits maybe you could buy for around the same price that look pretty in a photo, but this one just works. The next drum set is the Roland VAD 103. And this is where I need to explain that Roland splits their lineup from here on out. So you get TD kits, which usually have pad-based drums, and then you got VAD kits that are V-drum acoustic design. They have a little bit of a shell. This one, not so much. It's not like a deep, full-on shell, but they do get progressively larger as you go up in price. So this kit, in order to give you this, will sacrifice some things. You're back down to the TD07 module. You only get one crash. You only get one high tom. So it's kind of a downgrade, but at the same time, some people like it because it's a cool, funky-looking little compact kit that people like the vibe of. This is very much a vibes-based kit. So buy it for the vibes. But if you care about value per dollar, the TD17 KVX2 is a better kit, hands down. Though to be fair, you do get a larger looking kick drum here, and the toms are larger. So I'm not saying that there's no reason to buy this kit. I'm just saying that it kind of makes sense to go back in price to the TD17 KVX2. The next kit is the Roland VAD 307. This came out in 2021, and it's a mid-gen update to a 2020 kit. So this is basically the 103, but now you get the second high tom back, you get the second crash cymbal back, and now you're back to the TD17. It's basically the VAD version of the TD17 KVX2. It's a nice kit. You just have to decide whether or not the fact that it has cool looking shells is worth the extra money to you, because you are paying a 5 plus 3, an $800 premium to get this shell pack. And of course the toms are a little bit larger as well, but the playing material of the kick drum is the same size. The next drum set is the Roland TD27 KV2. This came out in 2022 and is a mid-gen update to their 2020 kit, which didn't have the 2 at the end of the name. This costs $3,500 and is on sale right now for actually $3,000. So in my opinion, this is one of Roland's best kits in their entire lineup when it comes to value per dollar. You're getting a ton of massive upgrades, and to get something drastically better, you'll have to spend a ton more money. So you're getting the digital snare drum, the digital ride, the digital hi-hats. You're getting a TD27 module instead of a TD17, and the tom pads are capable of positional sensing. This kit is great. It feels larger than it really is, and it doesn't take up that much space. I really, really like this kit. I've got a dedicated video on this if you want to learn more information. I recommend it. The next drum set is the Roland VAD 504. So this is kind of like a cut down version of the TD27 KV2, but you're getting the VAD shells. This time they're expanded. So you're getting the TD27 module, the digital components, and you're getting acoustic-like drums. So I like this kit. It's very fun to play on. And then we got the expanded version of the 504, which is the VAD 507. This drum set is great. It's the VAD version of a TD27 KV2. So you're getting back the second crash and the second high tom. This drum set costs $5,000 and it's worth it, in my opinion, if you like acoustic looking electronic drums. This is a value sweet spot in their lineup. Yes, their flagship drum set is going to be a little bit bigger, give you a second floor tom, have a nicer module and stuff. Obviously, there are upgrades to go up to the flagship. But at $5,000, you have to spend a whole lot more money before you get something that is drastically better than this. So next up, we got the Roland TD713. This came out in 2024. They're not going to replace it anytime soon, and it costs $6,400. This is their beginner flagship drum set. I say this because it's smaller, it's pad-based, but it has their flagship module and their brand new version of the digital snare. It's the one that has the throw-off, the new rim, and that sort of stuff. So this drum set is really nice. I own 2 generations back of this drum set called the TD30K, and it's like your way into getting a Roland drum set with the best of the best module. That's the point of buying this. If you want to buy the snare drum and the module, but have a drum set in a more compact footprint than the more expensive versions of this kit. The downsides of this kit is that it is a compact flagship. So if you'd like to have a bigger kick drum and bigger floor toms and bigger crashes, going up in price will get you that. If you don't care about that stuff, you can save a few $1,000s and stick with this one. The next drum set is the Roland TD716. So this is Roland's flagship pad-based electronic kit. So this came out in 2024, just like the previous kit, and it costs $8,000. So this will give you fancier looking toms. The toms on the floor tom side of things are also 2 inches larger, and you're getting larger crash cymbals at the same time as well. And the drum rack is plain heavier. This is their nicest drum rack that they make. Plus, of course, now you get an acoustic looking kick drum, which is kind of nice. I like the combo of a bigger acoustic kick drum, but with pad-based toms. I think it's a nice compromise, and you see Alesis doing it on the Strata Prime and the Strike Pro SE. And then we have their flagship in the VAD line, which is the VAD 716. So this is basically equal to the previous kit, but is acoustic looking, which does come with some benefits. So you're going to get 14-inch toms instead of 12-inch toms on the previous one. This comes in multiple shell color options. The TD drums, you don't have any control. You can't get like a red version of those. They just come in one color, which is usually black. So that's nice. I like having the ability to customize or choose a different vibe for my kit. Also, this kit is stand-based, and some people prefer stands instead of drum racks. So if that's your preference, this kit might be more up your alley than the other one. But really, they're equal to each other. It doesn't really matter. They're just for different audiences. Okay, so now let's move ahead to my predictions part of the video. Because when I make a roundup like this, inevitably, this video is going to be out of date at some point in the future. I don't think it's going to happen that soon from now because they just released 4 new kits. I would be surprised if they came out with another 6 kits tomorrow, but it could happen. So here is my theory on the next couple of kits that Roland will probably update next. Now, there's 2 ways to guess. You can either look at their oldest kits and say, well, obviously the oldest kits have to be updated next. And if you believe in that philosophy, the TD07 drum sets are from 2021. They're the oldest kits technically, so they're probably going to be replaced. But actually, I don't quite think that's the case. I think that they're going to update the TD17 line next because the modules that they're using are from 2018. Yes, there's a module update and stuff, in 2022, but at the core, these drum sets are basically from 2018. So I think that the TD17 KV2, the TD17 KVX2, and the VD 307 are next on the chopping block. That's a guess though. I don't have insider information on this or anything like that, but it just makes sense. Prior to this, The oldest module was the TD50X, and that got updated. So also prior to that, the TD1 was their oldest module. So it just makes sense that they would probably upgrade this next. But again, I don't know for sure. That's the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.